Wade and Erik Spoelstra clearly not on the same page. Let's pick a side here. Stephen A. Smith, we're going to start with you. Wade, according to our own Brian Windhorst, playing hurt, didn't play well. Spoelstra went into him. Pick a side. Whose side, Jan?
Well, I side with Spoelstra on this particular day, and Brian Windhorst is absolutely right. I called some folks last night, and basically, Coach Erik Spoelstra told Dwayne Wade that he was playing like garbage. He wasn't getting the job done. He was looking really, really bad out there, and obviously Dwayne Wade uncharacteristically got in the face of Erik Spoelstra. That is not Dwayne Wade. That is not the Dwayne Wade I know. It's not the Dwayne Wade Skip knows. It's not the Dwayne Wade any of us know. He was unprofessional. It was uncalled for. He definitely crossed the line because that is not something that you do, particularly in a public forum. Now, Dwayne Wade, to his defense, obviously is going through a lot because his knee, his lower leg, it's been bothering him for quite some time. He has been injured. He has been playing through it. And obviously, when you're not what you're supposed to be, and you know it, and you're getting exposed by a solid team like the Indiana Pacers, who are like sharks in water, they smell blood, it becomes a bit problematic for you. But there is still no excuse for him to conduct himself the way that he conducted himself last night. So by mere virtue of the fact that he was so unprofessional and in such a public forum, I have to go with the coach. That is simply something you do not do.
And I have to go with you, Stephen A. Smith. And you know and I know, on this show, I love me some D. Wade. He is Batman until last night. And Stephen A., that's why I'm 1,000% on Erik Spoelstra's side. If the coach isn't giving Dwayne Wade an injury pass, I'm not going to give Dwayne Wade any injury pass because I'm going to assume Erik Spoelstra has a pretty good idea of how hurt D. Wade is or how not hurt D. Wade is. And I remind you, Stephen A., just the last game, Game 2, fourth quarter, Dwayne Wade scored 11 points down to the 2.5-minute mark, and it looked like my guy D. Wade was leading a sensational comeback, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. And that's why, if he's having lower leg issues, I didn't see him in the fourth quarter of Game 2. I didn't see limpy or gimpy last night. I saw lethargic loafing. I saw something I thought I would never see. I saw Batman look like just another Bruce Wayne. I didn't know who that guy was. And it hurt me, Stephen A. Frankly, it just made me sick.
I got to tell you something. I mean, something's going on with Dwayne Wade. I don't know, what's going on personally or whatever, and quite frankly, that's none of our business. But professionally, he does not appear to be himself. He's the consummate professional, excluding last night's diatribe in the face of Coach Spoelstra on the sidelines. But he's a professional, and he's one of the more decent human beings that you'll ever meet. So he's not the kind of guy that you'd walk up to and would curse you out or disrespect you or do anything like that. But he's not himself. He hasn't been himself in quite some time. I don't want to say acerbic because that goes a bit too far. But he has not been himself. He seems to have deviated from the Dwayne Wade we have all known and loved. And he had better find himself quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because I'm here to tell you, Skip, if this team does not win, if this team doesn't get the job done, specifically if this team lose in this series, LeBron James has been taking a whole bunch of heat. You know what? Some people have felt like Dwayne Wade should take some heat. I can assure you that shrapnel of criticism, the momentum that builds, it's going to come right in his direction right now because he's not looking good in a variety of ways.
Okay, he's definitely taking some heat from us right now. But you and I have discussed this several occasions, Stephen A. Is it possible that Dwayne Wade has talked so much about deferring to his best buddy, LeBron James, attempting again and again to get LeBron comfortable with playoff pressure? Has he deferred so much that he forgot how to be Batman, that he can't quite remember how to be D. Wade anymore?
You and I have talked about this. That's exactly what I've accused him of. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've accused him of it to his face. I accused him of it this summer when I saw him. When I talked about last season, I said, you deferred too much. You're the closer. You're a superstar. You're not some average player that is blessed to have LeBron James and his greatness on your squad. You are a great player in your own right. And I think that, in my personal opinion, he has spent so much time, acquiescing to LeBron James to such a degree, sort of coddling him in his own way because they are friends and they do it for one another. Don't get me wrong, but on the basketball court in a Miami Heat uniform, he has deferred and coddled so much to LeBron James. I think he's compromised his own game.
Doesn't sound
I
like
think he's
Batman.
lost himself to some degree.
Skip, is
And
he
it's a
still your
problem.
Batman, Skip?
Well, he was until last night, but it's a good question, Jay, because again, you keep telling the other guy he's Batman, and it comes to a point as you're getting up there in age, you hit the 30 mark, you played for 9 years, and all of a sudden you turn it off so much that you reach for that on switch when it's really time, and you can't quite get it to flip back on the way it used to. Instead of coming out of the box in the first quarter saying, okay, Pacers, watch this. We're 1-1. It's your building. I'm taking you out of your building right now. We didn't see any of that from Dwayne Wade, if he's my Batman. That was the first night when I sat back and said, man, I don't even know who you are anymore.
Here's the bottom line, Skip. Here's the bottom line. That game 3 against the New York Knicks, when LeBron James got into foul trouble and Dwayne Wade took over.
Yeah.
That's the Dwayne Wade we should see even when LeBron is on the court.
I agree.
Particularly in the waning moments. Now, there have been fourth quarters during this series where he produced, like in Game 2 and what have you. We understand that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that he doesn't seem to be comfortable in his own skin. He constantly seems conflicted when he is on the court with LeBron James. Now, his health or lack thereof may have something to do with it to some degree. But at the same time, his temperament, his mentality, when you're talking about closing, when you're talking about stepping up and getting the job done when it's really, really time, you have to be incredibly definitive in that regard. And this is one of the reasons why, as much of a great coach, great young coach Eric Spoelstra may be in my eyes, this is one of the reasons that give credence to those who think that Pat Riley should be the coach of this team. Now, he's not coming back. He's not coming downstairs. He's staying upstairs because he promised Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and those boys he wouldn't coach the team, that he'd just be the president because, they know what a taskmaster Pat Riley is, and as much as they love him and as great as he is, they don't necessarily want him to be their head coach. But what made Pat Riley the kind of guy that they need is that he is very clear and authoritative about roles. If Pat Riley was on the sideline, even though Eric Spoelstra might be telling them the right things, clearly there's a level of respect that Pat Riley accords that he does not. There is no way on God's green earth that Dwayne Wade would have ever gotten into Pat Riley's face like that. It would not have happened. No way.
Okay.
So the point
I'm with
is,
you.
if you got Riley there, Riley would say, hey, this is what it's going to be. That's it. Period. And that's what they need.
Okay, but here's the irony of what you just said. Stephen A., that was the first moment in Eric Spoelstra's tenure as the quote-unquote head coach of the Miami Heat when I thought, after he got in Dwayne Wade's face, and as you say, told him he was playing like garbage, that was the first time I thought, you know what? Spoelstra's got a chance to be the head coach of this team. That was the first head coach maneuver I've seen from him.
Well, he didn't back down.
No.
He didn't back down or anything like that, but he wasn't going to get into a fight with him or something like that. And in defense of Dwayne Wade, it's not like Dwayne Wade was going to put his hands on the man. Dwayne Wade is not that kind of guy. He would never do that. But I'm just saying the point is that Eric Spoelstra can coach, and Eric Spoelstra knows what he's doing. And Eric Spoelstra has a very, very bright future. And I think he personifies what Pat Riley wants the Miami Heat organization to be about. They're first class personified from Mickey Arison on down. I love the organization. But we also understand there's no shame, nor is it disrespect in looking at Eric Spoelstra and saying he's no Pat Riley, because there is no way that you would have been on the sidelines with Pat Riley and you would have done that to Pat Riley. It would not have happened. But I will also say this. You would not have thought about doing that if Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning was on that bench with you either. See, there's some leadership issues that we have here with the Miami Heat organization because the quintessential leader, the clear leader of this team is Dwayne Wade. And if he's that rattled, what does that say about the state of things with the Miami Heat organization?